Hello, this is Sonya from Exeter Craft Hub. This next workshop is probably aimed for more younger children, but it's some ideas of what you can do with paper crafts. These are some things that I've put together to show you some ideas. So we've got a little caterpillar using bits of paper, we've got some curled paper, we've got a sun or a flower, however you'd like to call it. We've even got a hedgehog, there he is, and some little mosaics and things that you can probably see around here, sort of things like mosaics and things. So what I've tried to do is put things together that again you're using from things you've got at home. So all you need is paper, scissors, some glue, maybe Pritt stick, something like that, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm just going to move these things out of the way. So what I've done is I've taken some standard bits of paper that I had in the house, so just standard coloured paper, or it might be sugar paper, different colours, and then what I've done is I've cut them into lots of strips. So just to give some ideas what you can do with those strips, these for example are quite nice to do and quite simple. So children can do this quite easily. You just literally get the first bit, and it's probably best to stick down your first bit. So just stick down at right angles like that, and then literally you're just going to fold it over and over and over and just keep going. So again, doesn't really matter if they're not very accurate, but it's just quite nice to fold it all over. And you can do lots of little strips, and it makes a nice little concertina type effect. And when you're finished, as you can see, you just get a nice little thing. So there's a few little strips that I've done, so you can maybe stick it down to something. It's nice and springy. It's a bit of fun. So that's one thing that you can do. Another thing you can do is you can take some of your strips and then just cut them up into little squares. And again, once you've got your little squares, you can then get a background piece of paper and you can start sticking. So using some glue and just sticking down and doing little bits of mosaic. So you can do whatever you want. You can make a picture, you can do something random, just little squares, and make a nice, interesting, colourful picture using yellow, and yellow probably doesn't work. So let's go for another colour. So you just see, you just keep building it up and making it into a picture. Again, this is one that I did earlier on, just making a little random pattern, and maybe you can stick them together and make a mosaic of a mosaic. So another thing you can do with the strips is something called quilling, but this is more basic quilling. So all you do is literally get your strip and you roll it round, and then you just keep rolling around and around and around, and then what you end up with is a coil. And then you might want to go another way on the other end, and again you just go round and round and round, and as you can see then when you undo it you get little coils. So you can do different shapes, you can pinch them. So if you pinch it like that you get more of a heart shape, or if you pinch it at the other end you get more of a diamond. So you can do whatever you fancy, and again using Pritt stick I put that down on the paper and then I just stick that down. And there's an example of one that I did just making little flowers, which again you can just see I've just stuck those down using Pritt stick, and that could be made into a nice birthday card or a picture, or again whatever you fancy. So another idea is making animals or shapes. So this is either a sun or a flower, whatever takes your fancy. You start off by cutting your central piece. So you might decide that you want it as a flower, or you might want it as a ladybird, or maybe a hedgehog. So if you look at this one, I'm just going to copy that so you can just see there's its head. So just cut a little shape. Using some pens, you can just draw on its eyes and its nose, which again they can do whatever they fancy. And then what we do again using the same strips is we just take the glue and just stick on the end and make it into a loop. And I take another one make it into a loop. So you just make a few of these loops. There's another loop, and I'll just do a purple one. And move this yellow out of the way a minute. So there's another loop. And then you take your little face that you've done, turn it the other way around, put some glue on the back, and then you can stick your loops onto the back of the face. You could do maybe a lion or a dog, and then you can see you've started a little character, and then you can stick more loops on. So for example, you could stick another loop on the back and just keep building it up. Do whatever you fancy. So that's a little animal or sun, little loop. Another thing you can do, again, is maybe a little butterfly. So again, what I did here was, again, using one of the little strips, just folded it in half. So you can make your middle body. So just cut a shape that looks a little bit like a head and a body, like so. Again, get a couple thin bits and just curl those round. So just roll them up. So you've got a little spiral, and the same with the other side. Curl them up into a little spiral at the end. Go to the back of the head and just stick those two spirals on. So you've got those. Again, you can put eyes on if you want, or you can put patterns on, so they can do whatever they want really. You do colour it in, spend a lot more time than I am, obviously. Then what you would then do is you take a piece of paper and again just cut it into a square, and then you're just going to zigzag the paper. So you're just going to fold it backwards and forwards, and you just keep going until you've zigzagged all the bit of paper. I would suggest that some of these activities can be done with even really little ones, because you can help them do it and you get some nice results. You can also do it with white paper, colouring it in. So there you've got your first zigzag, and then you might take a different colour. So I've got a purple, and maybe cut a slightly bigger piece on that. And again, zigzag that backwards and forwards. And keep going until it's all concertinaed. And you put the two together, and then maybe take a paper clip and get a yellow one and put the paper clip all the way through. Spread it out a little bit. Then you take your body from the middle and maybe get some stronger glue or sellotape and stick that on. And there you've got your butterfly. So as you can see there, two butterflies. You can do a whole mobile, you can stick them up, or you can put them in the window. Lots of different ideas. So hopefully that gives you some things to think about, whether it's butterflies, flowers, hedgehogs, doggies, or whatever you fancy. Basic quilling, just sticking things down, or the little bits of mosaic. Oh, the other one I didn't show you was this one, which is the little caterpillar. So you just cut out a leaf shape, make some circles, stick them on, and again you can quill the inside if you want. Stick a little face on him, little antennae. So just a few ideas. Have some fun using the bits of paper that you've got around the house and not much else, but it could be lots of fun to make some lovely creative paper craft items. Thank you, Sonia from Exeter Craft Hub. See you again soon.